There are two things that stop people from developing their passion. The first is the urge to quit too soon, and the second is losing interest in a subject too quickly. This video deals with the second one. The problem with developing a passion is that it happens over time with consistent effort. It's not like acquiring skills in the Matrix.
I know Kung Fu.
Show me.
More often, finding a passion looks like this. You try one thing, it sucks, so you give up. Then you try something else, like it a little bit more, so you work on it. Then motivation builds up and you work harder. You keep learning until one day you look back and see that you're passionate about the subject. So how do you stop yourself from losing interest in a subject once you've been studying it for a while? The key is to build up a network of positive associations inside your head. We all have voices inside of our heads talking to us and shaping what we do. Miguel Ruiz, in his book The Four Agreements, describes it like this. The mitote is the cacophony of voices in your head. They're all talking, but none of them seem to listen. The mitote is driven by all those false beliefs, self-importance, fears, layers of denial, and justifications. As you become aware, the mitote can appear to be an endless stream of useless chatter talking over itself. The trick is to acknowledge that the voices exist in your head, and then change them by adding as much experience in the shortest amount of time as possible. It works because each new experience or snippet of information we add to our brain changes the voices a little bit. That means by putting as much information about a certain subject into your head as possible, you can hack your mind into being passionate about it. Basically, the more reference points you have inside your head for a certain subject, the harder it will be for any one sentence or series of events to destroy your passion for that subject. Let's use a story to illustrate. Imagine you wake up tomorrow morning and you look in your email, and inside there's a story about butchery from the New York Times. You read it and you've never really thought about butchery before, but it seems pretty interesting. So you go to Google and you look up more articles about it. You start learning about the anatomy of animals, you think it's pretty interesting, and you end up spending 3 to 4 hours learning about butchery in the morning. Then later that night you go out to a bar with your friends and you start talking about what you did that day. You bring up butchery because it's what you've been into for the last couple hours, and one of your friends makes a joke about it. If you don't have enough positive associations or clips you can reference in your head about people talking positively about butchery, you're not going to be as into the subject anymore. That's why when you want to develop passion for a subject, you want to consume as much media as you can from different sources. Interviews with people, fiction about your subject of choice, audiobooks, reading, even music. The quantity of information you consume about the subject counts more than quality in the beginning, but once you get a good idea of what the subject is about, it's best to seek out higher quality material. So how do you choose a subject to be passionate about? Well, it depends on what you're interested in, and it takes a little bit of experimentation. Try this out. Go to Amazon, into the books section, and sort by subject. Then, pick a subject you think you're going to like, even if you only have the slightest interest in it. Go to that subject and pick a book the same way. Nothing interesting in that subject? Go back and pick a different one and try again. Once you find a book you're interested in, even the tiniest bit, go into the preview and just start reading it. If the book sucks after the first few pages, just put it down, pick a different one, or even go back and pick a different subject. Once you've found a book you like and a subject that you like, it's time to find more media for that subject. So how do you go about finding high quality information? I'm going to use computer programming as an example because it's something that I'm not passionate about yet and kind of want to learn more about. The first step is to go to Google and search for computer programming book list, or whatever your subject is. Almost every subject has at least a few reading lists, so just go through one of the book lists and pick out some titles that seem interesting to you. Do the Amazon exercise for those books, read through the first few pages on the preview, and once you get a good idea of what the book is about, it's time to reach out to experts and figure out what they think. So say you wanted to get into computer programming. First, pick 5 to 10 experts, which you can find via Google. Go on Google, search for best computer programmers, or search for companies that you know have great programmers. Find their email addresses or guess them, and then send an email like this. Subject, quick question. Hi Michael, what's one book, movie, or talk that changed the way you thought about computer programming? I've already looked at Code Complete and the Pragmatic Programmer, but would love to get more info on the subject. Any advice or guidance would be much appreciated. Thanks, Alex Berman. And then I put author following the rules, because that's my blog. You can put either your job title, your school, or whatever you want there. And that's how you get started finding your passion. I'm Alex Berman for followingtherules.com. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos and let me know in the comments. What subject do you wish you were more passionate about?